family? It's a beautiful sunny day. It's winter, but different here in New York than usual. It's very, very sunny for our winter. We've had a very mild winter, while many others have had it rough. But it's funny that when people go through life, and in one section of the world the weather is terrible, in another section of the world the weather is good. But if it's different than it was the season before, everybody's worried. Everybody says this shouldn't be winter, it should be cold. It's global warming, it's this, it's that. Do you ever believe in just a break? Just a break. It's warm in New York. We've had the most harshest winters. And everybody's okay with that because they expect it to be harsh. But when it's nice and sunny, 50s, it's going to drop to the 20s, it's going to drop to the teens, it'll drop to the ones. That's all okay because that's winter, that's what they expect. But when it's an easy winter, they don't consider it easy. It's an easy winter this year. I've heard from everyone, it shouldn't be like this, it should be harder. And you know what? When the winter's harder, everybody sits there and says, this is too much, this is too much. You're not too much anymore. And I'm not talking about all of you. I'm talking about me. I'm too much anymore for all of this. See, Father has placed my heart in a certain pattern that I don't like. I've got to witness everybody's dark pattern, even my own. But in my dark pattern, I had to work on it with Mother Mary. I had to sit with Mother Mary. Now, I can tell you many stories of spiritual life, but will you ever believe it? Spiritual life is real. Spiritual life is more real than anything you see visibly, because Father tells you to believe before you see. And let me explain something really hardcore for you. I've had to believe everything. See, I'm a Scorpio, I'm all in or nothing. And Father said nothing. Father said not one thing will manifest, only on my watch. Which means everything I do, I have to wait. I have to wait for my abundance. I have to wait for my wife. I have to go through all of these contracts that have been destroyed and walk right through them. Now, many of you would say, why is that? Because you'll actually see me out on the earth, walking through devastation, picking people up. Because it's all in my dreams. It's everything I dream of. Going into places that are devastated. Going with organizations that are smart, wise, witty, can get the job done. See, I've been around everybody that doesn't want to do it. Family members, friends, everybody. Everybody's been in my sphere that says, don't do that. Why do you think I want to do that? Because the Heavenly Father picked me up in my devastation. You see this? Have you seen these videos? This is devastation, everyone. This is Father telling you no until the time is right. So when you go on about thou shalt not want, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that, do you know I've heard it from everyone? But one thing they haven't heard is Mary Magdalene's song. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear it out in the world. You're going to hear it loud, hard, and strong. Because that's what He's made out of me. Long, hard, and strong. I'm in for the long haul, so get ready for that. I'm extremely hard-headed because Father's made that. Because I'm coming out to you where you believe that the winter is a bad winter this year because it's been so light. See, I live in New York. New York's been a light winter. Everybody I've come in contact with has said, oh my God, it's such a bad thing. Winter's light. Why don't you ever actually accept that it's a nice winter instead of a hardcore, harsh winter? See, when it's hardcore and harsh, you sit there and say it's too much. It's too this. It's too that. It's too cold. It's too this. It's too that. But when the winter is nice, you sit there and say there's something wrong. Oh my God, there's something wrong. there is something wrong. Your attitude about life. Your attitude that when something good is going on, it can't just continue to go forward. Something bad has to happen. Or winter has to be harsh for it to be winter. Or summer has to be harsh for it to be summer. Everybody goes on about the climate control all the time. Climate control? Darling, they're controlling your climate. You watch the news, they're controlling your climate. You watch every single event that's negative. You never watch anything that's positive if you're watching the news. They'll give you one story. But what do? They will play a negative story over and over and over and over and over. They'll hit the morning news, the afternoon news, the nighttime news. It'll continue on for weeks. And then they'll make it part of the press. They'll put it in the newspaper so you can read about it again. Here's the difference for you. New York is usually a cold winter. We're used to it. Just like other climate controls you're used to. Go anywhere, Midwest, the East Coast, the West Coast. They all have their climates, do they not? But do you really think it always has to stay exactly the same? We've had a very mild winter here in New York. And I've heard nothing but everybody say, it's so bad, it shouldn't be this warm. Really, when it's harsh and cold, you wish it would warm up. Why don't you accept the blessing that in New York you had a mild winter? That's it. It's a blessing. You had a mild winter. Next week, next year, it might not be. It might be cold. Like winters are. You understand your mind. You understand journeys on the earth are with the Lord. Do you understand that it includes climate control? Climate control is something for us to handle, not for us to be scared of. Now, we do our part and we take care of Mother Earth. But if you really don't think that Father is in control of everything, you're not believing in your heart or your soul. You're not believing in your gifts, that you can help the world get better, not get worse. Stop telling yourself the world's getting worse and worse and worse. Your mind is. If you accept those kind of things, your mind is getting worse. Father can do any work in you for as long as he wants. You can be in devastation for a very long period. And he'll work on your mind. Because see, he's in control. He wants you. He's already conquered the earth. He's already conquered man. He made man. But he's changing everything on earth. He's bringing heaven to you daily on earth. Do you understand that? So anybody that walked around New York City or New York and didn't enjoy the winter, you missed out. It's been the most beautiful winter I have ever seen. It's been cold days. We've had some serious cold days. We've been down to 1 degree. It's been freezing. And then we'll get back up to 40 or 50. Then it'll go back down to 1 degree, and everybody say, it doesn't make sense. It shouldn't do that. Well, do you really think the Earth is just on a constant rotation of perfect? Weather doesn't do that. You can't control the weather. Mother Earth controls the weather. Mother Gaia and the Heavenly Father. He's in the sky. He controls the climate. He controls every single thing in your life. You can have the most beautiful essence in a circle of your life while extreme chaos is going on. And you can have chaos in your life while the most beautiful things are going on. He is your wind. The outer world just keeps turning. Pay attention to your inner world. Inside your inner world, it can be chaos, which makes your life chaos. Or it could be a peace, which then you start to witness Father's works, Father's will, Father's ways. Enjoy the winter. It's been mild in New York, people. You're not dying. You want to see people dying. come into my job every day and watch people fight like I have never seen or have always seen. You will see people fight for their life. They don't care what the climate's doing. They're fighting for their life. That's what it's about. Fight for your life.